Veg Economist. My name is Nadine Filko, and I'm happy to navigate you through the next 45 minutes of knowledge seeking. Today about new products, Altprotein mastering the market. And at the moment, globally, there's a lot happening. So I guess there's very much we can discuss. And some people would say we can see a decline in demand and there are difficult times. And today I read a newsletter from Green Queen, from Sonali Figueras, I hope I pronounced the name right, who summarized an event she went to. And I want to share this quote to get started. I was most struck by the realistic tone of most speakers. Everyone's eyes were wide open and everyone's feet are firmly on the ground. And that makes me cautiously optimistic that the real work is happening, which is when the impact comes. Thank you, Sonali, from far away for this quote and for our start, because is the real work happening out there? I'm really curious about it. Before we start into the conversation, I want to thank our sponsors, Anuga and Lallemand, and I'm very happy to have one person from each company here with me. Welcome, Silvia Sorani, Category Manager, Savory Ingredients at Lallemand Bioingredients, Sven Wieken, CEO at Plantly Butchers, as well as Georg Achterkamp, CTO at Plantly Butchers, and Jan-Philipp Hartmann, Anuga Director at Köln-Messe GmbH. Welcome to this conversation. We have a very diverse mixture of people here, which I really, really like. Silvia, would you tell us a bit more about your work and maybe also what you think about products mastering the market and whether the real work is actually getting done now?
Yes, good afternoon and good morning to our audience. I'm very happy to be here today. As you mentioned, I'm category manager at Lallemand Bioingredients, Savory Ingredients. We are producing and proposing to the market yeast-based solutions, which is already a very interesting area when we enter into the plant-based world, because we are looking at angles that would include sustainability, land use, and other subjects that are critical for the development of the plant-based offering in the market. When we see the plant-based offerings, I think we notice a certain movement towards having a better for you product rather than at the beginning we had mimicking. So we are working every day to adapt our portfolio and to transform it to better suit the needs of these growing markets.
Let's definitely deep dive into that. Also, maybe talk about the term transformative ingredients. What you think about this term? Is it like, are we already there, or are we still seeking transformative ingredients? JP, could you tell us a bit more about your work first and maybe also products mastering the market?
Yes, hi everybody, thank you for having me. Well, I'm the director of Anuga. I joined Köln-Messe, the organizer of Anuga, 9 years ago, and since 2 years I'm responsible for, well, this major project, I would call it. It's the biggest food and beverage show in the world. And we decided, after having analyzed the exhibitor structure and also the visitor needs, the visitor demands in 2023, to bring a new segment. Most of you might know that Anuga is just the umbrella. We have 10 trade shows under one roof. And we decided to bring Anuga alternatives to life for this year, 2025, for the very first time.
Thank you so much, JP. Sven, how about your work? You're both here today. I'm really, really honored that you're both joining, Sven and Georg. Would you tell me a bit more about your work and what you're doing at the moment? And afterwards, maybe Georg, you could add also what you're doing and also maybe already some insights on products which are mastering the market. I mean, what is mastering anyways, you know?
Yes, sure. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here and to talk to you. My name is Sven. I'm Managing Director of the Plantly Butchers. We are a company based in Osnabrück in Germany. We are founded in 2020 and we developed a brand named Billy Green. I hope Some of you have already found us in borders anywhere around Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. We have nearly 20 products in the market, and we are quite successful of rank number 3 in Germany concerning alternatives, meat and sausage alternatives, actually. And the most challenge is to be innovative, to set a point, to be consistent in product production and in putting new products into the market, to set a point in comparison to the other suppliers that are much more longer in the market than we are.
Georg, would you agree?
I would definitely agree. So just quickly, also thanks from my side for having me, Georg Achterkamp, CTO of the Plant-Lee Butchers / Billy Green. Yeah, and I think on top, I think what Sven already mentioned, it is really about developing products which meet consumer demands and excite consumer with a fantastic sensory experience. Yeah, so I think we really have to excite consumers, and we have to develop products which are not just simply me-too products, but also not products which are too niche. And I always like the expression, consumer should be mainstream hip. So there has to be something new, but there has to be something known, and they have to fit and to match the overall taste of a big majority of consumers.
Thank you for those first insights, JP. Now you've started Anuga with having a big stage for alternatives. Why actually now at the moment? Would you also say Sonali is right that the real work is actually happening and that we do experience this, although some numbers might say something different globally?
Well, yes, I would agree to this. Well, I mean, why have we introduced it now? I just mentioned that we have analyzed the show of 2023. I will come to that later. But let me start with a market-related answer. We believe alternative proteins are one of the fastest growing segments in the global food industry, which is why we wanted to give this segment an own stage within Anuga. There will be a dedicated trade fair, a central stage, the Anuga Horizon stage, and a strong content program dedicated to plant-based products, cell cultures, and fermentation. Because we believe the market is ready and the demand is rising, and we believe to offer like the ideal platform to bring innovation and business together. And well, we expect a decent number of 1,500 square meters, featuring renowned exhibitors such as the Plant-Lee Butchers, Billy Green, Beyond Meat, but also Planted and many more, which also, again, for us is a clear sign that the industry is ready to scale. If I could add one other reason, in 2023, in Anuga 2023, we had over 1,500 exhibitors who claimed to have plant-based products, and more than 50,000 visitors out of 140,000 visitors who said they are particularly looking for plant-based products. So that was a clear sign for us to give this new segment, the new to Anuga segment, a bigger stage, a spotlight on a global stage, actually.
We are experiencing a kind of a bit of a shift, maybe a bit of a normalization at the market also, because I always think like when it's also declining, it's normal. It's not like you're having something, it's always going up, you know, it's just a normal market development. Sven, Georg, you are also at Anuga. How do you experience this? The last exhibition where I was, we talked about plant-based 2.0 and that we're going in a new direction. What does this actually mean for the products, and how are you preparing for this development maybe?
What we can see actually in the market is a huge consolidation of brands. We have a lot of brands in the market actually, but there are some combining, like what was in Monderella and Green Force. Actually, it's a news case. And there are many more, and we think it's a pleasure and it's an honor to be at rank number 3, that we are so successful with our products, so we're doing something pretty right. We found the right product that the people are waiting for. And as Georg said before, we are not going to niche, but we are doing it. We call it some kind of Billigreenification. We're doing products in another way that they are in the market already. We are not doing any Me Too products, and we're trying to be most possible innovative. And that's how we are preparing for the upcoming years.
What, Georg, does that actually mean in detail? Like, what does the Billigreenification mean? And, talking about innovative products, can you maybe tell us a bit more about what this actually means for the product? I know we're talking also with Silvia, we're going to talk about ingredients, of course. And we do have a huge conversation out there about how products need to be put together, about recipes. We were in taste and texture first, and of course this is still main goal, but there are really good products, as you say. How do we get there? What does plant-based 2.0 mean in this direction? Anything you can maybe talk about what is behind the scenes at Billigreenification?
I mean, one thing is definitely, it's a bit hard to say, but we definitely want to give it that Billy Green kick, so special ingredients and in that sense, being extremely, let's say, also close to the real stuff. So developing texture further. And getting it even closer to the real meat. And I think there are some real good products on the market. But it's also all about cleaner, shorter ingredient lists. So that's, I think, a lot of the stuff we're looking at. And then, of course, it's all about also new technologies and new ingredients we are hunting for.
Silvia, what innovations are you seeing out there ahead of us when it comes to ingredients and new products and products mastering the market? Like, what is plant-based 2.0?
So I think it was a good reflection, the one coming from Jan-Philipp. Like, people are looking for ingredients for plant-based. So we need to move out of the core alternative protein, pea, soy, gluten, because we didn't find all the answers there. So as Lalman Bioingredients, we are entering now more strongly into the alternative protein area with our yeast protein. And we believe this could be one of the ingredients that would transform and translate the plant-based into the 2.0. So this better for you that I was mentioning before. Having a protein that is highly digestible, that contains all the essential amino acids, that doesn't bring, in our case at least, a lot of functionality in the product, which enables the food producers and manufacturers to play with the texture with other ingredients. So it will be like a transformation, and I agree in the direction also of cleaner labels. So, but to give you an example, in North America, we are collaborating as distributors with Revive, and over there we see an high interest in egg replacement with their yeast-based ingredient. So there are multiple facets at the moment within Lalmand. We focus on a better nutrition, higher density, or fortification, also if we think at natural sources of vitamin D. But we are also looking at partnership to be able to offer a wider portfolio to the plant-based industry.
Georg and Sven, is this something you're also thinking about, having new ingredients within your products? Would you say it's already clean label? Are you using yeast? What is actually in your products? Could you share this first with us, maybe?
I mean, maybe I answer that from a technical point of view. I mean, if we look at our products, we have, of course, various ingredients, and we are always on the hunt for new ingredients and new technologies. That's for sure. But if we look now at the latest launches which came up, I mean, we using up to 13 new ingredients with also, of course, a strong focus ideally on local or regional sourcing. That's, for example, why our main protein source is coming 100% from Germany. But of course, we are also exploring new protein sources and technologies. So where I see on the longer run, and I think everybody knows that already, Jan Philipp also mentioned it, yeah, fermentation will be one of the key technologies we will all be looking at in the future. So mycelium will potentially play a key role in the future. And then, I think it's combining the right technologies with the right protein sources and some other ingredients to develop fantastic tasting products for the consumers.
Are you already talking about new products out there also? I mean, with mycelium, we are, of course, also talking about, do we actually need the next sausage, are we maybe at a point right now when the real work is getting done that we see new categories also? I know that Infinite Roots, for example, always say there's like something like a new category they're working on. Would you say we need to go there at this point? Anyone can answer also. I mean,
I think it has to be a combination thereof. Yeah, we have to be open to new technologies like fermentation, like mycelium, but it doesn't mean that this has to be used 100%. I think we have to use it where it makes sense and where it delivers benefits to the consumer in the end. Because that's key.
Yeah, definitely. And that's when we're talking about health issues also. I know from my work that health claims are difficult. Silvia, do you think your products, and that's a vision I always have when we're talking about developing new ingredients, that your products could also be not only for the Altprotein industry, but other products? Because that's what I always see, like maybe we can improve the production of food in general when we're talking about new ingredients.
Yeah, for sure. If you are speaking about claims, of course, at the moment we can focus on the protein claims, so protein related, but related to health, also the mineral and vitamins fortification could be one point. I think it's very important for a food processor to clearly identify their targets in the consumer audience and then deliver specific products really focused for a certain type of consumer. Like we receive good feedbacks. We are looking at sport nutrition, but also a better life, better nutrition for elderly people, as an example. So we believe we are going in the right direction.
JP, looking at all of these issues, what would you say, what impact can you have as a huge international exhibition to also support the industry? And what are the main issues maybe also for you want to talk about with the people, or maybe even some of the exhibitors come to you and say, this is the hot topic this year I want to talk about. What's Anuga's role here?
Well, we see Anuga as a pioneer, as a beacon for the industry, like a platform that offers orientation in a very dynamic market environment. Just as you said, all the new developments, not only from ingredient side or product side, also from technological side, even though Anuga is not a food tech show. For this, we have Anuga Food Tech, of course. I think we bring together innovations and business, as I said before, and also, well, how can I put this? We want to give innovations a bigger stage, a global stage. And we want to help the exhibitors, but also the visitors, of course, to network in between, and believe that by this networking, by this exchange of ideas, of innovations, the whole industry can be influenced. we see ourselves also as an innovation hub. I don't think you will find a platform where you can find more innovations than at Anuga. And this is the role we want to play, especially also with the new segment Anuga Alternatives.
Now we're strongly talking about B2B here. Sven, what would you say when we talk about customers? Because I know like B2C, talking to consumers is one of the main tasks out there, actually, to also, educate the people. Are there any projects in the pipeline, and what would you say consumer demand has maybe also changed recently? I know that many people are talking about something such as sustainability fatigue. Do you experience that as well?
Yes, we have that experience. We have a quite huge community, mainly on Instagram, who are following us and who are talking to us in a very intense way. And we are recognizing that there is still a demand for products that are clean label, free from additives. And that is what we can offer with most of our products. And the topic sustainability, we discussed it today recently, is a topic, but it's not that important as it was some months or years ago.
Silvia, please.
Yeah, if I can, I recently visited the IFA exhibition in Frankfurt. And I mean, it's an open question, but I have seen a lot of hybrid proposals. And when I talk to people talking B2B, so checking why your company is moving to solution for hybrid, one of the answer was it's about mitigating the carbon footprint. So maybe here industry may have a role to introduce this subject and maybe make it easier to digest for consumers, because of course first in mind is my food should taste good, I should like it, but if it's also good for the planet, it's better for everybody. So I think we can start and we can help this movement to have sustainability as part of the game.
That's totally correct. I mean, there are still these three different variables for consumers: price, taste, or maybe for health, and texture. Talking about taste and textures, David, maybe we can keep it going there, because I know that off taste, for example, next to sustainability issues, is one of the things, and I actually have to say it is something I also experience still quite often, that it tastes delicious, and after some time you have this weird feeling in your mouth or weird taste. Are there any improvements or some new products on overcoming off tastes?
So I think there are several ways to approach the masking of the off notes that can be typical of certain protein sources. And at the moment, our proposal is focusing on yeast specialties. So we can use yeast, inactive yeast in the specific, to mask the bitterness, the grassy profile of the plant-based protein. But it is not the only solution. Now we are looking into fermentation. We are looking into other possibilities. Of course, the one we have now is ready. It's available on the market. So we are also looking at the future to optimize our proposals. But so far, our portfolio is getting a lot of interest, whether in wet extrusion or dry, or used in simpler matrices. It's working very well. So it is an opportunity, and the good point is that yeast is a well-recognized ingredient, so it's familiar to consumers, and we can play a role in the so-called clean label. I say so-called because there is not a clear definition, but what everybody understands, it's something that consumer can recognize, can list, can talk about without being scared, basically.
Would you say, and this is maybe also an open question, that having clean label, having ingredients, some people mix it up with highly processed food. Would you say that there is a connection between these two? Or, I mean, I would say we need a new definition of highly processed and what this means for us. And but people out there, again, aren't educated. Would you say there is a connection, or because that would maybe be contradictory for us for the conversation out there, having new masking technologies, or how does this go together? Also, Sven and Georg, if you have any thoughts on that. Ultra.
I think we need to do also as an industry, we can do, and we need to do much more about communication and educating our consumers. What does highly processed really mean? But highly processed also doesn't automatically mean it's bad. Yeah, I mean, a lot of other products out there in the market which are per definition highly processed, but it doesn't mean that it's bad for you. Yeah, so I think that's what we have to make sure, and that's where we have to jointly talk to consumers and educate them as well.
How do you work with off taste and other challenges in developing good products, and bring this also together with, you know, not having highly processed, or is it's just, I mean, okay to have it that way?
It's all about understanding your ingredients. It's understanding your protein sources, which we have a full library of different proteins, and there's also then a wheat or a soy or a pea protein is not the same as the other soy or pea protein. So it's really understanding the proteins and the technologies they are made from the different sources, and then I think it's just important to also combine them together in the right way. That needs a lot of knowledge. And then, of course, I mean, working with other suppliers together, which can help you in flavoring and in masking. Yes, of course, that will is also required. Yeah, and then, of course, being open. Always watch out for new things, and sometimes, let's say, the good things can be really simple, and from time to time, just combining things, and then 1 + 1 makes 3.
So what I understood now is we're not going to go away from having processed food, because it's the way it works. We need to process the food. So what we really need is good ingredients, and also an education about what this ingredient actually is. Is this complicated for the market? Because when I'm always, you know, because I'm a communication person, I am always thinking about how we are in this industry talking about technologies, about new food, or how we're getting out there, and other products actually aren't communicated the same way. And actually, we never took a look at the ingredients in this intense way we do it today. Would you agree on that? And how can we cope with this? How is this going to be? How can we take this challenge? I mean, I'm sorry if I'm going in there all the time, but it's like it's one of the main tasks we have out there. And what I'm looking for is really like a real solution, because if we need to process, if we need these masking technologies and we need the ingredients, how can we tell the story that it's not still a good product? Difficult question, I know.
Yeah, no, it's a very complex question, but I think the problem is that sometimes the interest of consumer can be easily grabbed by shouting, it's a scandal, rather than educating the people, and this takes time, while saying, this is bad for you, that's really quick. So I think education on dietary needs should start at the primary school, and then with education it comes also the understanding that one source of food, let's imagine non-processed at all, is not good for you anyway. So, I mean, diversity in diet, it's what we need. So you shouldn't point out at one single thing, one single process, or putting a lot of different products in one same basket and saying this is not good for you. But it takes time. It's less immediate than saying, "Oh, this is too bad."
Definitely takes time, and people are way too impatient, always asking, when is it going to be there? When is it going to be there? When am I seeing cell-based? When am I seeing precision fermentation? I was like, take a look at the history. It's not going to be there tomorrow. Like innovation takes time, cultural shift takes time, and that makes it so difficult for companies such as yours, and and also international people are coping in different ways. JP, I know you are collaborating or having a partnership with South Korea. Why this country, and can you give any insights on, I know that there's much happening there, on why this is strategically maybe important for you at this point?
Well, we have a lot of exhibitors, but even more visitors from Asia. And as you might know, we have also shows all around the world. We do not have only a Nuga in Cologne, we have it in Brazil, but or Colombia, but looking to Asia, we also have it in Bangkok starting next week, and China and Japan. And well, Korea, the Republic of Korea is the 6th largest food exporter in the world. And for us, the partnership is a real win for us. Korea today stands for an exciting mix of tradition and innovation, from plant-based alternatives to, I would call it cutting-edge developments also in cultured meat, for example. And only recently, a special zone was created in, I hope I say it right now, Gyeongsang-Bukdo region, eastern part of Korea, in order to bring these new products to market more quickly. And this shows how seriously the topic is being taken. And it is precisely this forward-thinking or forward-looking approach that we want to showcase at Anuga. And Korea brings just an incredible amount of innovation strength to the table, and and we believe Anuga is the perfect stage to showcase this on a global stage.
It's also, we can always learn from other markets. We know Asia, we know in Singapore is like the country for innovation. So Sven, Georg, would you also say, are you looking into different approaches in different countries, and what is your perception of the global development in products, also in product development?
What we think is that there will be a change in the market. As you mentioned, it takes a lot of time to do a completely switch of consumption of products as of habits or something like that. It takes more than 20 years or 30 years to change the people in their minds. But what we are discussing and what we are looking at is potential new products that we do not know actually yet, that may come up to Germany, to Europe, what we can imagine to put these products under our brand into the markets. And that's what we are searching for. We do not have, I cannot talk about any ideas we have actually for the future, but we are looking and sourcing other markets as well to be prepared for the future.
Could you give a hint what you think? Is there, like, what are some developments that we should watch out for? I know that, for example, people are saying in the States the eggs are expensive and there are so many egg replacements out there. Can you give us anything you have in mind?
Actually, it's a little bit too early to do so, but we can talk about when we are ready.
Okay, totally fine. Silvia, what's your view as an ingredient supplier on different regions and preferences, and also maybe the talk about clean labeling? Is this something we do in Europe? Actually, do you have any insights on different countries and their preferences?
Yeah, I think that, if we look at ingredients approach, we have noticed in Asia, as an example, more interest in looking for alternative sources of protein that are more local. So there is this interest, and therefore we are developing more within the masking portfolio in Asia. In Europe, I mean, we can say that numbers are going down, but if I look at consumer habits, Italy, Germany, we are trying to move out of extreme meat consumption. So, of course, having more diversified alternatives gives more options, and I see an openness to more alternative proteins in Europe. In North America, but maybe because of the dimension distribution that we have started recently, there is indeed an interest in replacing eggs because of cost, but there is also a part that is related to sustainability even there. So Latin American approach maybe could be looking more at affordability, convenience, but this is where I guess, I mean, there is a refresh of the hybrid products. Sometimes, or in some region, it could be related to affordability to extend the meat, and in some other region could be an option which is more sustainable. But this is the area where I see maybe the plant-based 2.0 or 3.0 is more development into the hybrid products. It's also helping to bridge consumer taste. So as you said, Sven, maybe it takes one generation, 20, 30 years to switch habits. Maybe finding this bridge with hybrid products can fasten the process.
I think hybrid products definitely they will be one major part of the market because definitely for cultivated. I mean, they are for cultivated, for example, because I know like the first products that they have 3% of cultivated meat and the rest is something different, plant-based product. Sven, Georg, are you? I know you have like different in your the holding you belong to they have different areas they work in. Are you actually talking about producing hybrid products? Can you say anything about something such as that?
I mean, we are not looking at producing hybrid products yet. Of course, it's also cultivated meat. It's an extremely interesting area to look at. Yeah. So what can be done in that area? I personally believe that it will still take some time and effort in terms of technology development and bringing down costs of that technology, but also the regulatory hurdles, especially in Europe, which we face. And I think that's where we definitely need our governments and the European Union to become a little bit more flexible and open to support these approaches. Yeah.
Definitely, politics is one major hurdle I'd say out there for bringing new products to the market. What would be your wish for the future regarding the development of your products, regarding ingredients? I know we talked a lot about yeast now and masking technology. Also, JP, for the Anuga, what is the future going to give us? What are we waiting for? Where do we need to go? What are your wishes?
My wishes, okay. Well, from a product point of view, my hope would be that we not only further develop flavor and variety, but also take sustainability to a new level. It was mentioned here quite often, but still, these products will not only help fill bellies, just roughly translated from German, it helps to solve challenges the world is facing or the planet is facing. And this is something that is not enough communicated, and there are false information in the market. So from a personal note, I'm really hoping that consumers are able to just choose what they want to have on their plate freely, right? Let them just decide what products they want to consume and make sure that there's enough variety in the shelves. I think we should not regulate or influence that, but follow the consumer's demands. And that would be my wish for the industry. I don't want to get too political. You know, we do not have only a segment for Nougat, for alternatives, but also we have a meat segment and so on and so on. I have to stay a little bit neutral, but as a person, like a private person, the discussion we have, at least in Germany and Europe, is leading to the wrong direction. It's always pointing onto products. What is the bad part of the product? And even though this might not even be true in many times, we should look at the solutions these products are bringing. And I really want to showcase this at Anuga, and I really hope for everybody here that we can just choose what we want to eat by own will.
Definitely. Sven, what's your vision of the future, your wish for the market?
Yeah, JP mentioned some points of it already, but it's a wish for myself that the people give new products a chance. It's important that they are willing to choose whatever they want. We are not punishing anybody or judging anybody for eating what he wants to eat. But I hope that the people are open-minded and try more products, because there are several really good products in the market that you can really enjoy. It's not only food, it's enjoyable food. And from the company point of view, it's really important that we get some political support for fundamental research and regulatory frameworks to foster innovation, to make it more important, to make more new products, to give more possibilities for production. And that's what I wish for the future for the market.
Georg, what would you like to add for products mastering the market in the next year?
I mean, as an industry, I think let's really continue to make our products better, to use new technologies, to increase the benefits for the consumers. I think Sven, JP mentioned it. Yeah, people should freely choose of what they want to eat, but make it more exciting. I think also the regulatory framework in Europe, I think needs to change, and the discussion we also in that political space we need to need to change a bit. I personally strongly believe there has to be a strong coexistence of both worlds. Of let's say of the meat world and the plant-based world. There's nothing wrong about both coexisting in a friendly way together, and there's nothing wrong about both of them. Yeah, so I think let's simply developing things further and see how can we benefit and learn from each other, and let's coexist and co-invent maybe also together certain things.
Definitely. Livia, ingredient-wise, what's your vision? What's going to happen the next year?
So I think as part of l'Allemand, we will continue to focus in fermentation. So the possibility that fermenting different strains, yeast, bacteria, mycelium will bring to the market, and a lot of variety, product design for certain needs. This will help the industry to develop faster. And of course, also the possibility to collaborate. So those ecosystems that are more often created really help the industry to move faster.
So what we're going to see is collaboration, better technologies, educating the people out there so they know that maybe being processed is necessary, but it's not bad.
Yes.
And bringing the products to the consumers and going with the demand, and also, oh God, there's so many things out there. I'm very grateful for all your insights today. I want to say thank you, and I hope we're going to see us again next month, and wish you the best for the day, and we're going to see each other at Anuga. Thanks, guys. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.